Example 8. Find the exact value of each expression. A. Cosine of negative 240. B. Tangent of 675. And C. Sine of 510. So for our letter A, that is cosine of negative 240 degrees. So since this is a negative angle, it simply means that our angle is measured clockwise from the positive x. So what we're going to do first is that we will find the coterminal that is positive measured from the positive x-axis. So how are we going to do that? If this is our, but before we solve the value, we will do some representation first, right? Since this is clockwise, so this becomes 90 for our clockwise measurement, still 180 degrees and 270 degrees and 360, 0, right? So from here to here, see this is our 200 and negative 240 degrees. So what its least no, its positive coterminal would be from our positive x up until here. So to calculate its coterminal, that is negative 240 degrees plus 360 degrees, and this is equal to 120 degrees. So theta now is equal to 120 degrees. And since 120 is more than 90 but less than 180, so theta prime, which is from here until here, this is our theta, okay, is equal to 180 degrees minus 120 degrees. So theta prime is equal to 60 degrees. If theta prime is 60 degrees, this means that cosine 60 degrees is equal to cosine of negative 240 degrees. Since cosine 60 is equal to 1 half, but take note where our angle is located. Negative 240 is in quadrant 2, right? For our standard position, this is quadrant 2. And quadrant 2 has negative x, positive y. So cosine 60 is equal to negative 0.5, which is equal to cosine of negative 240 degrees. To check, you input cosine, parenthesis, negative 240, close parenthesis, and that is negative 0.5. Now, to check kung basi you maybe guys have doubts nga basig na negative ni siya kay negative po lang ato ang angle, but I stand nga since naman siya sa quadrant 2 mo ng negative ang ato ang x, and since I said nga na siya sa quadrant 2, we should expect nga ang ato ang sign would be positive. So you try to check sine parenthesis negative 240 close parenthesis, and that is indeed positive 0.866025403, which is square root of 3 over 2, and that is sine 60 degrees. So cosine of negative 240 is negative 0.5. Let me go back to color red first. Okay. For tangent 675, letter B. So of course, we can observe 675 is way greater than 360. But if we multiply, subtract 360 twice, 360, that becomes 720, right? So once ra na to, meaning once ra siya naka-revolve. So that is theta is equal to 675 degrees minus 360 degrees. So our theta would be 600 minus ano 375 minus 675 minus 360. That is 315 degrees. And 315 is more than 270 but less than 360. So theta prime is equal to 360 degrees minus 315 degrees. Theta prime is equal to 360 minus 315, and that is 45 degrees. So therefore, tangent of 675 degrees is equal to, now take note, where is 315 located? 300, like I said, 315 positive, 315 meaning counterclockwise, is more than 270 but less than 360, and in that is in quadrant 4, and in quadrant 4 y is negative while x is positive. So therefore we should expect that y over x, which is negative divided by positive, will yield a negative answer, and tangent 45 is equal to 1. So therefore tangent of 675 is equal to negative 1. So you try to input tangent 675 is indeed negative 1. And you do example letter C. Number 9, evaluate cosine 120 plus 2 sine squared 60 degrees minus tangent squared 30 degrees. Okay? Before we before we find the reference angle of 120 for cosine 120, let us first simplify sine squared 60 degrees and tangent squared 30 degrees into cosine 120 degrees plus 2 parentheses sine 60 degrees squared minus tangent 30 degrees squared. So for our cosine 120, that is 180 minus 120, that is 60. Cosine 60 is square root cosine 60 is 0.5, but 120 degrees is in quadrant 2 man. So this is negative 0.5 plus 2 sine 60, that is sine 60 is square root of 3 over 2, so that is square root of 3 over 2 squared, so this is equals minus tangent 30, that is square root of 3 over 3, so that's square root of 3 over 3 squared, and we perform the we square both the parentheses. Let us eliminate the exponent first. So that's negative 0.5 plus 2 times quantity square root of 3 times square root of 3. That's square root of 9. So square root of 9 is 3. So that's 3 over 4 minus 3 over 9. And negative 0.5 is 1/2. So let us have this in terms of 1/2. And this will be simplified into, let us have it as negative 1/2 plus 2 2 over 4, that's 1/2. So that's 3/2 minus 3 over 9. Find the least common denominator for 2 and 9, that is 18. So that's 18 divided 2, that's 9. So that's negative 9 plus 9 times 3, that's 27. And then 6. So this is equal to negative 9 plus 27 minus 6 is equal to 12 over 8. Sorry, 12 over 18. And 12 over 18 can still be expressed in lowest term, and it has a common factor, which is 3, I believe. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 18 divide, oh, sorry, no, 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So this is equal to 2/3. Number 10, okay. Evaluate cosine 225 plus 5 sine squared 30 plus 5 cosine squared 30. This simplify again so that this is equal to cosine 225 plus 5 sine 30 squared plus 5 cosine 30 squared. Cosine 225, that is more than 180. That's but less than 270. So 225 minus 180, that is 45. And 225, since more than 180 siya, it means nasa sa quadrant 3. And quadrant 3, both are negative. So this is equal to negative cosine 45 plus, let me copy this one, plus sine 30 squared plus 5 cosine 30 squared. Then we substitute the values. Cosine 45, that is negative square root of 2 over 2, right? Cosine 2 to 5, okay, plus 5 sine 30, that is 1/2. So this is 1 over 2 squared plus 5 times cosine 30, that is square root of 3 over 2, square root of 3 over 2 squared. So this is negative square root of 2 over 2 plus 5 over 4 plus 15 over 4, right? Because square root of 3 over 2 is 3/4. 3/4 times 5 is 15 over 4. Since 5 and 15 have the same denominator, they can be simplified into negative square root of 2 over 2 plus 20 over 4, right? And then common denominator, but before we simplify 20 over 4, let us just proceed by using 20 over 4, okay? And the least common denominator would be 4. So this becomes 4. 4 divided by 2, that's 2. 2 times square root of 2 will be 2 square root of 2. 2 negative 2 square root of 2 plus 20. So we don't usually start with a negative sign, right? We and also we don't usually start with a radical sign. We start with a whole number. So that is 20 minus 2 square root of 2 over 4. So we can now simplify this one. We factor out 2 in our numerator, and we factor out 2 sa ito ang denominator. And this becomes 10 minus square root of 2 over 2. Alright? Now, this is one solution. However, there is an alternative solution. If we can observe, our problem can be rewritten as cosine 225 plus you can observe sine squared 30 plus 5 cosine squared 30. They have a common factor, which is 5. So what we can do is we can factor out 5. That is plus 5 times sine squared 30 plus cosine squared 30. And if you can observe, this is a trigonometric, a Pythagorean identity. So, and a Pythagorean identity is always equal to 1. So, this is cosine 225 plus 5, or 5 times 1 is equal to cosine 225 plus 5. And since cosine 225 is equal to negative square root of 2 over 2 plus 5, we simplify. Since 5 has no denominator, we simply multiply it with 2. So that is 10 minus square root of 2 all over 2. Okay, so you can either follow this long solution or this shorter version. If you can observe, the shorter version is the application of what we have learned before, and that is the concept of Pythagorean identity.